Yo, what is going, guys? It's your boy, Fresh Boy Love, the freshest person that you know, and I'm back today with another reaction video. Today we're reacting to WatchMojo Top 20 Best Simpsons Treehouse of Horror Stories, so this should be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of The Simpsons, so I'm gonna enjoy this very much. But if you guys are having a great day, make sure you drop a like, a comment, and a sub to the channel. That would mean a lot to me. And without further ado, let's hop right into the video.
There's something not quite right about this.
Girl's right. Let's get some applesauce out here for these pork chops.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 Treehouse of Horror segments.
Here's Johnny. Don't.
What the heck?
Wait, Marge, I can't find your father.
For this list, we're looking at the funniest and most memorable segments from the Simpsons series of episodes for Halloween. What's your favorite Treehouse of Horror story? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20, Homer Cubed.
Homer
Though it may
Cube.
look pretty dated now, the three-dimensional computer animation in this segment was revolutionary in 1995. In addition to the graphics, the premise of this segment is extremely memorable. It follows Homer as he stumbles upon the fabled third dimension behind his bookshelf.
I never looked behind this whatchamacallit case before.
This man said what you call a case.
It's filled with Easter
You
eggs,
know what a bookshelf
including
is.
the library and pond from the video game Myst, and a code that spells out Frink rules. The final moments when Bart fails to save Homer and he ends up in our world is one of the series' few
3D
forays into
Simpsons
live
looks pretty
action.
cool, but weird at the same time too.
But it's likely the most clever.
Imagine seeing like a yellow person walking down the
Number
street.
19, Bad Dream House.
There you
Oh,
are,
this is
my
one of my
man.
favorite Treehouse
And
horror
$1
stories.
for yourself.
It's like the Amityville horror, but in a funnier
I'm
way.
glad there's a curse on this place.
Huh?
Back in 1990, the very first Treehouse of Horror opened with this send-up of haunted house movies. In this segment, the Simpsons move into a new house, complete with bleeding walls and a vortex into another dimension.
Hey, pretty slick.
The family initially works with the horror cliches that come with the new digs.
You must kill them all.
But after an evil voice encourages them to attack each other, they decide to confront the disembodied spirit of the house.
Are you trying to keep us from getting close to you? Maybe even loving you?
Leave me alone.
Don't talk to her like that.
Hey, listen, lady.
Well, don't call me lady.
Once the spirit
I may
realizes
say, listen,
how
lady, you're not the
annoying
boss of me.
Simpsons are, it chooses to destroy itself rather than spend another moment with the dysfunctional family. The segment's
Imagine a
hilarious
house
and
destroying
memorable ending
itself
was
instead of
only
trying to
the
haunt a
beginning of
family.
decades worth of
That's how you know
Simpsons
it's bad.
Halloween specials.
Wow.
Bitchin' chose to destroy itself rather than live with us. You can't help but feel a little rejected.
A lot
Number
rejected.
18, Dial Z for Zombies.
Pretty as a picture. Ah!
It's not uncommon for Bart's mischief to cause trouble for the residents of Springfield, but among his most troublesome moments is the time he accidentally resurrects the town's dead. The show's large cast of characters is played to hilarity here, as we see how various Springfield citizens react to the zombies, from groundskeeper Willie's apathy to Ned Flanders'
Yo,
politeness.
Willie is like, he's like that one dude you can always count on to fight. He's just that type of person.
Killed the zombie Flanders.
You was a zombie?
Kang and Kodos even make a cameo to laugh at the human's plight.
Soon the human race will wither and fall, like the earth plums we have seen on the observoscope.
It's all about the characters in this segment. Even the reanimated corpses of George Washington, Einstein, and Shakespeare. Wait, why would any of them be buried in Springfield?
Is this the end of zombie Shakespeare?
Number 17, The Thing and I. The Simpsons
That's
has
me
been
as
on
fuck.
the air since 1989, so the writers were bound to resort to an evil twin plot twist eventually. As it turns out, Bart was born with a conjoined twin, and Homer and Marge have been
That's one
keeping him
ugly
hidden
twin.
in the attic all these years, subsisting on a diet of fish heads. Hugo is actually one of the series' best one-episode characters, thanks to some fine voice work by Nancy Cartwright.
I was mad after they tore us apart, but I'll be sane once I sew us back together.
In fact, he even took the top spot on WatchMojo's list of TV evil twins. Ultimately, this Treehouse of Horror segment comes to a close with a brilliant twist. It turns out Bart was the evil twin all along.
It's like the movie Us.
Really surprised anyone.
Like
Oh,
the
don't look
clone
so
was
sad.
actually.
Number 16.
They thought
Bart
the real
Simpson's
person
Dracula.
was
When
good,
the
but the
Simpsons
real
travel
person
from
actually a
the quaint town
clone.
of
The clone was
Springfield
actually
to
the real person.
terrifying state of Pennsylvania, they realize something is off about Mr. Burns.
Well, if it isn't my good friends, the
His hair's a bit off though.
Simpson, eh? Excellent.
After some digging, Lisa and Bart discover he's a vampire. What's exceptional about this episode is how neatly each character slides into the story. Burns is the villain, Lisa's the investigator, and Homer is oblivious.
Homer's the idiot.
That vile fiend!
Dad, that's his crotch.
This segment is also full of great visual gags. Mr. Burns' shadow doesn't match his movement, vampire dentures fall out, and a secret switch reveals a laundry room.
That's
Overall,
crazy.
this vampire parody is a great example of how animators and writers can make a classic spooky tale feel fresh.
Super fun, happy side!
No, Dad.
Oh, I guess killing would be fun enough.
Number 15, Life's a Glitch, Then You Die. As 1999 came to a close, everyone was concerned about Y2K, which was an event where computers would supposedly stop working in the new millennium.
Must have been hard debugging all those computers, huh, Homer?
Doing what now?
While this was a non-issue in real life, this segment asks what would happen if Homer caused this worst-case scenario.
Oh no, it's happening.
What ensues is a series
Robots
of grim
everywhere.
but uproarious deaths all over the world caused by malfunctioning machinery.
Hey, this milk's broken!
It's got a computer chip in it. Everything does.
As the Simpsons navigate the apocalyptic hellscape, we're treated to a handful of late 90s cultural references and jokes.
I am the piano genius from the movie Shine.
Uh-huh. And your name is?
Shiny McShine?
Although some of these gags
What a
are a bit
dumbass.
dated today, they help make the episode into a charming and fun time capsule of the last gasps of the decade. Number 14, Stop the World, I Wanna Goof Off. Bart's pranks nearly caused the end of the world again in Treehouse of Horror 14.
To restart time.
She all up in her
Watch again.
nose.
What the?
Lisa, that's a filthy habit.
When he and Milhouse buy a time-stopping watch, they're able to cause chaos all over town. When their misdeeds attract an angry mob, they freeze time and accidentally break the watch. Everyone but the two kids are
How
left
you break the
frozen.
watch,
Things are stuck
bro?
like this forever. Well, I couldn't be happier. I'm the second coolest kid on Earth.
This
Not
sci-fi
even,
premise
kid.
is milked for all it's worth. Bart and Milhouse live with no rules and do whatever they please with their fellow Springfieldians. Fortunately, they learn how to fix the watch by completing 8 one-hour lessons. Unfortunately for the kids, it takes them 15 years to get through them all.
Acting natural and
It took them 15 years to complete 8 one-hour lessons. I'm weak.
Number 13, Bart's Nightmare, also known as the Bart Zone. In yet another Twilight Zone spoof, this story imbues Bart with godlike powers. A truly
Oh, I've seen
terrifying
this one. I'm
concept.
pretty sure.
every day, same old cat. I'll make it more interesting.
The entire town is forced to bend to his every whim or be horribly punished. Bart's scary world is full of great comedic touches.
Well, it's still on. 346 consecutive hours.
Damn, my
Krusty is
boys
on
hit a new
24 hours
record.
day. The history book is adjusted
For
to
live
reflect
TV.
Bart's test answers, and Homer is occasionally turned into a jack-in-the-box who struggles around air conditioning.
Homer, I see you agree with my theory.
I'm not nodding at the air conditioning.
This episode also features a heartwarming sequence where Homer and Bart bond and mend their relationship. But as soon as the father kisses his son, the entire story is hilariously revealed to be one of Bart's nightmares.
Thanks, boy.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, son.
That's crazy.
Number 12, the Genesis
That's
Cub.
crazy.
Although Lisa is the most well-behaved member of the family, her smarts can occasionally get her into hot water.
Ow! Stupid Bart.
Case in point, this tale, in which she accidentally creates a micro-society while trying to ruin soft drinks for everyone.
One of them is nailing something to the door of the cathedral.
I'm
I
weak.
created Lutherans.
After her small society quickly evolves into a technologically advanced city, tiny scientists shrink her down to their size.
The debigulator worked.
They treat Lisa like a god and see Bart as the devil.
That makes sense.
Unfortunately, the tiny people can't make their god big again. Lisa may end up trapped in a prison of her own making, but hey, at least she has her worshippers. Although it's one of the most bizarre treehouse tales, its strange premise makes the story stick with you long after the first watch.
Shouldn't you people be groveling? And bring me some shoes.
Number 11, Time and Punishment.
Dad! Your hand is jammed in the toaster!
How do you get your hand under the toaster?
Inspired by Ray Bradbury's short story, A Sound of Thunder. This segment isn't the scariest of the series, but it's filled to the brim with pop culture references and one-liners.
Look at that! I'm the first non-Brazilian person to travel backwards through time.
Correction, Homer. You're the second.
That's right, Mr. Peabody.
Quiet, you.
Mr. Peabody and Sherman. I think that's her name.
Out of the toaster, which causes him to travel to prehistoric times and alter the course of history, just as his father warned him not to on his wedding day. Once again, painting Flanders as an amiable villain is a dynamic choice, as are Homer's various reactions to the altered realities. Tragically, he misses out on a world where it rains donuts. James Earl Jones returns to cameo as Maggie, but beyond that, there's just so much to love about this segment.
They're all weird.
Close enough.
Number 10, The Devil and Homer Simpson.
So you like donuts, eh? Well, have all the donuts in the world!
Homer's fatal flaw will always be his love of donuts. When he sells his soul for one, it's up to the rest of the family to save him from the devil, who appears in the form
This
of
man
an
sold his soul for
Just because
donuts.
Flanders is the Prince of Darkness doesn't
That's
mean he's
crazy.
any less charm diddly arming.
Your wide behind won't save you this time. Hey, Bart.
Hey.
The Devil and Homer Simpson is certainly one of the more horrific segments in the show's history, but it actually has a surprisingly sweet ending, in which Marge saves Homer with the power of love, sorta.
Your Honor, we find that Homer Simpson's soul is legally the property of Marge Simpson and not of the devil.
No.
He still pays a hefty, though delicious price when his head is transformed into a donut. But, fun fact, that can be purchased as a costume in the Simpsons Hit and Run video game.
Homer's
That is right. I seen that.
So sweet and tasty.
I remember that
Number
game.
9, Clown Without Pity.
Take this object, but beware, it carries a terrible curse.
Ooh, that's bad.
But it comes with a free Frogut.
That's good.
The Frogut is also cursed.
That's bad.
This segment taps into
Weak.
one of humankind's most common fears, cursed frozen yogurt.
The toppings contain potassium benzoate. That's bad.
Krusty gives Chucky a run for his money in the evil doll department when the killer Krusty doll comes to life and threatens to murder Homer. This one is full of memorable quotes, like Grandpa shouting that all of Bart's presents are evil and Homer's assertion that he's being mocked by a small plant.
I would love to see that versus Chucky.
The segment's resolution epitomizes the show's brilliant but simple humor, as the doll's setting was set to evil instead of good all along. Hey, it's a smarter ending than most modern horror movies.
Yep, here's your problem. Someone set this thing to evil.
I love you, Homer.
Number 8, Lisa's Nightmare, also known as the Monkey Paw. Since Be Careful What You Wish
I remember
For
that
stories have
episode.
been around forever, it was only a matter of time before The Simpsons got around to tackling one.
What is this thing?
It is a monkey's paw dating back to a live in afterlife. It has the power to grant wishes to its owner.
In one segment, Homer purchases a monkey's paw that grants the family 4 wishes. But every request backfires terribly. After Lisa wishes for world peace, her good intentions backfire when Kang and Kodos enslave the human race with a club and a slingshot.
And conquered us with a club. Wish we'd saved an A-bomber, too.
Move along, humans.
What makes the episode stand out is Bart's wish for fame and fortune.
Before I was just bored with their antics and their merchandise. Now I wish they were dead.
The Simpsons becomes so famous that the public becomes annoyed by their overexposure. This wish serves as the show's meta-commentary on its insane popularity at the time. The most
Simpsons
tragic
can't do
wish of
anything
all, though,
right.
is when Homer asks for a turkey sandwich.
Turkey's a little dry. The turkey's a little dry. Oh, foul accursed thing!
This man didn't wish for a turkey sandwich. Bro, you gotta be kidding
Number
me.
7, Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace.
What a rare acquaintance.
This parody of A Nightmare on Elm Street sees groundskeeper Willie donning Freddy Krueger's iconic outfit and attacking the students of Springfield Elementary in their dreams. Willie vowed vengeance against the parents of Springfield after he was burned to a crisp during a PTA meeting on one cold day in Smarch.
You'll pay for this.
Damn, my boy cooked. To the
Pairing Lisa and Bart
bone.
together
That's
always proves to be
crazy.
a recipe for a fun episode. And it doesn't get more fun than watching them take down a hot-headed Scottish serial killer. But of course, it's Maggie who ultimately saves the day with her trusty pacifier. But not before Willie can get in one last scare.
Now my man's
Number
just weird.
6. Hungry are the damned. Kang and Kodos are among the Simpsons'
Oh, I
strangest
seen that.
side characters.
Bro, his ass so fat they couldn't even beam him
Oddball
up,
aliens
bro.
made quite a
Imagine.
splash with fans when they debuted in the first Treehouse of Horror. After abducting the Simpsons clan, they feed the family and show them immense hospitality.
Fried shrimp, sloppy joes.
But unfortunately, not HBO.
You get HBO?
No, that would cost extra.
The episode builds up a surprising amount of tension as Lisa questions what the aliens' plans are for her family. But the story all comes to a fittingly comedic ending when Lisa once again ruins the family's good time. 30 years later, Kang and Kodo still make an appearance in every Treehouse of Horror. To this day, every Simpsons fan remembers this episode's cookbook joke as one of the series' very finest.
Wait a minute.
Wait, there's still more space dust on here.
I am weak as fuck.
Number 5. Nightmare Cafeteria.
That is lame as
Considering
hell.
how bad the student body is at Springfield Elementary on a daily basis, we understand why the staff would have a desire to get revenge against the kids. But who would have thought it would be so delicious?
Oh, lunch lady, please to have another sloppy Jimbo. Das ist gut, right?
In response to the overly crowded detentions, Skinner decides the appropriate solution is to kill the kids and serve them for lunch.
That's
In fact,
wild.
You might even say
Cannibals.
he just ate Ooter, and he's in our stomachs right now.
The way the episode doesn't pull any punches with the subject matter and fully embraces its grim story makes it one of the darkest Treehouse tales of all time. Who knew school staff would make such disturbing villains? Well, other than Willie, at least he tried to save the kids.
Well then, kids, I'm coming to rescue the lot of you.
Damn.
Ow! Ugh, I'm bad at this.
Number 4. Citizen Kang. Political satire and Halloween come together perfectly in this smart examination of the 1996 election that still holds weight today.
Take us to your leader. Well, I guess you mean President Clinton. Usually hangs around Washington, D.C.
Kang and Kodos decide to take the places of then
And they finna
President
assassinate him.
and presidential hopeful Bob Dole in the hopes of taking the highest office in the land.
What's happening? Is it noon already?
The greatest part of this is how easily the two aliens are able to woo voters with their nonsense. But is that really any different than real-life politics?
Abortions for some, miniature American flags for others.
It reaches the height of its satirical excellence when the pair is revealed to be aliens. But Kang is ultimately elected because it's a two-party system.
Well, I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Go ahead. Throw your vote away.
Seems like that
I'm
may not
weak.
have been the right choice, though.
Don't blame me. I voted for Kodos. Go!
Number 3. Terror at 5.5 feet. In a parody of the classic Twilight Zone episode Nightmare at 20,000 feet, this segment sees Bart as the only school bus rider who's able to see the gremlin terrorizing the vehicle.
Gremlin's taking off the wheel. Stop the bus or we're all gonna die.
Despite taking place almost entirely on a bus, the pace never feels sluggish. The segment also manages to get in several cameos from adult characters to drop a quick joke. Most notable of these is poor Mole Man's awful but hilarious demise.
No. Oh no, I just made my last payment.
I'm
While it
weak.
might
He
not be
tried
the most
him.
outlandish premise for a horror segment, what brings it this close to the top of the list is that it's full of gut-busting gags from start to finish.
At least now I can get some rest.
Number 2, The Raven. Edgar Allan Poe is likely the most high-profile guest writer ever to have inadvertently written for The Simpsons. And it's a testament to the show's comic genius that it can make the work of this dark poet hilarious.
Edgar Allan Poe.
Shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped the stately raven of the saintly days of yore.
With Bart taking on the role of the titular Raven and Homer as the unnamed protagonist, The Simpsons adaptation of The Raven takes a few artistic liberties while still being highly respectful of the source material.
And take thy farm from off my door!
Quoth the raven.
Nevermore.
A fantastic guest spot from James Earl Jones completes the scene, which has since become a classic and helped get many students interested in poetry. Poe will be funnier than this.
This one really wasn't that scary. It was just kind of funny.
That shadow that lies floating on the floor. shall be lifted nevermore.
Before we unveil the top scare, here are some honorable mentions. House of Wax. Pierce Brosnan voices a malicious AI that wants Marge for itself.
Hello, police. I think my house killed my husband.
This is Constable Wickham's. We'll be right there. Remove your knickers and wait in the bath.
Desperately seeking Xena. A superpowered Bart and Lisa try to save a kidnapped Lucy Lawless.
He's a limber lass. She's a powerful lass. He'll wring your neck and she'll kick your ass.
The Omega Man. Homer tries to survive on his own in a nuclear apocalypse.
You're mutants?
We don't like the word mutants, Homer. We prefer freaks or monsters.
Night of the Dolphin. Dolphins wage war on humanity after Lisa frees their king.
Hey, you're not sharks. You're dolphins. The clowns of the sea.
I'm weak.
Ow!
You're about to get beat up.
Terror of Tiny Toon. Bart and Lisa become trapped in an episode of Itchy and Scratchy.
Why are you laughing?
Hey, they're laughing at your pain.
That's mean.
Let's teach them a lesson.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell
my
to get
God.
notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, The Shinning.
The Shinning.
The Shining. Do you want to get sued? Treehouse of Horror has always been one of the best sources of horror parody, and this segment exemplifies that. When the family is isolated in a remote mountain hotel without TV or beer, Homer sums up the situation best.
No TV and no beer make Homer something something.
Oh, crazy?
Don't mind if I do.
Icing on the cake
Homer
is the very
about it,
first
dumb
in a
as
series
fuck.
of gags that recur throughout the 3 segments of Treehouse of Horror 5, where Willie tries to save the day but is axed in the back.
All right, Clooney, show me what you got.
My mistake getting axe in the back.
Respectful homage to Stanley Kubrick's work that's almost as iconic as its source material. This is The Simpsons at its scariest and smartest.
Give me the bat. Come on. Give me the bat. Give me the bat. Scaredy cat.
Do you agree with our picks?
That's
Check out this other
crazy.
recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.
That's honestly insane. That was pretty good. Alright guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure you guys like, comment, and sub to the channel if you guys want to see more. I have a lot more reaction videos coming this week. Hope you guys have a great Sunday, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.